images I had, it was just the sunrise was just approaching, coming up. And I could see this body of water in the distance, and it was glowing red from the sunrise. So that was a pretty spectacular view for the first one. And then really just the formations of the clouds were really, really thick, and it was a little bit, Hazza and I were trying to figure out exactly where we were, but our view wasn't that great from our seats where we were, so we couldn't quite nail it. And we're going to practice with our geography a little bit more up here. I think for me, as it was described by several of my classmates, you just sort of feel suddenly like you're hanging from the ceiling, and then that just persists. But I think it's going to feel normal pretty soon. It's a little bit hard to believe that we're here. It feels like home already. It's going to be an amazing 6 months.
Время 22, 13, 16, 20, 14, 01, 8, 02, 45, 21, 22, 12, 13, 46, 28, 27, 28,
Не привязан завтра к работе. 5178.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. So basically I'm interpreting closed as 6 o'clock and open as 9 o'clock. So now the white line is at the 8 o'clock position where it started.
Okay, copy. That goes. These go back into 5444, and then just take care of the trash. Is that all? All that we have left?
Went in at 80 kilograms. Pretty good.
I'm not sure that I've smiled this much for a month consecutively in my life.
look back on the Earth with your own eyes, you see this fragile blue ball down there in its entirety with everything you know, every experience you've ever had, every place, every person. It really does give you a profoundly different feeling for your place in it.
Great view here of spacewalkers Christina Cook and Jessica Meir making their way starboard from the very end of the port side of the space station's truss, moving towards the airlock.
And maybe when I get to the toolbox, I'll turn around and I'll be able to have a good view of you. Okay, perfect.
Once again, this historic moment, first time that two women have done a spacewalk together.
Hey, Christina, I'm at the toolbox. I'm going to get a tethered local down, and then I'll get turned around so I can see you. Copy. Okay, so it looks like I just need to take off this one wire tie, and that it is integral on the cable. Is that what you're expecting? That's affirmed, Jessica, and there are 3 cautions. Avoid inadvertent contact with the wet expansion.
Actually, I wrote this in my high school yearbook. Under future plans, I said to go for a spacewalk. So I finally checked that box and have lived that dream, and now what's next, I'm not sure.
Hi, I'm Blythe from first grade. How does it feel to bounce around in space?
What is the view like from space? You know, what are the sun and the planets, what do they look like?
What does your daily schedule look like, and what do you do in your free time?
When you're having an extra stressful day, what do you do to kind of calm down and refocus?
The first thing I'd like to ask you is a little bit different to what we intended to ask a few weeks ago, and that's because of the crisis that we're facing on the Earth right now.
Is everyone in your family, your friends doing okay?
I wonder, since we're all living under quarantine,
Everyone here on Earth has arrived
What do you
by the
supposed
coronavirus,
about
but you're not on
life
Earth. What is it like to experience the global pandemic from orbit?
It is hard for us to process really how much everything has changed. To everybody down there, we may be the only 3 humans that are currently unaffected by this. Though we will be returning to Earth in just a few weeks, so we'll be arriving right in the middle of it all, and we are certainly thinking of everybody on the ground. Today's actually my 203rd day in space. When I look out the window, the Earth is equally as stunning as it looked several months ago before all of this happened. So it's a little bit surreal to think that we're going back, especially given the situation that's been unfolding on the ground. It looks like we are going back to a completely different planet.